because I don't know what happens with RCB. On paper, they have everyone who can bat till 9-10, but on the ground, what happens, I don't understand. Right? Harshal gets promoted to 5, gets out
Oh
for
yeah,
ducks.
no.
Hasaranga never gets a bat. I don't know. They tell that he's a dangerous all rounder, and I've seen him play for Sri Lanka. I don't know why he always gets his feet stuck when he bats for RCB. So Harshal can bat on paper, doesn't bat. Hasaranga doesn't bat. Parnell doesn't bat. Shahbaz, I don't know what happened with him this season. He couldn't hold a bat properly.
2016 is the last season where Rohit Sharma had a good season as an Indian batter. 490 runs at 45 ka average. Good
Hmm.
strike rate of around 140. Good Indian opener, decent. Again, compared this to Gale or Kohli in the peak seasons, it's nothing, but okay. It's a good season.
Yeah,
Now comes
acceptable.
the
Yeah.
fun part. 2017 to 2023, highest average that Sharma has. I have made notes. I have to refer to them because there are two. These are staggering numbers which even blew my mind. Highest average was around 29 in one of the seasons, and lowest was 19. Last two seasons, this season was 20, and last season was 19. And now comes the clincher for me, where kept talking. Right, he performs once in 5 matches,
Hmm.
6 matches. In 7 seasons from 2017 to 2023, Rohit Sharma has hit 13 50s. That
Oh
is
my
not
God.
averaging even 250s in one season.
Hello all and welcome to a new video on the Third Man Musings. On a previous video, we reviewed the bottom three place sides in the IPL, and there was a lot to talk about, right? We went hard on those sides, and it was quite an entertaining video. So if you are not watched that, please go back and watch that video before you continue watching this video. Actually, our initial plan was to go and discuss the sides which finished within the 4th to 7th bracket in order, but then we thought, that the sides that we support, RCB and MI, they need quite some time to talk about. And if we don't do them together, then it will not be justice, right? Because there are so many points to cover because each of us followed those two teams passionately. So in today's video, RCB and MI fans, we will be covering RCB and MI. So Sumit, on that note, which team should we start off with first?
I think we'll start with RCB. I'm wearing red today, and ironically, you're wearing blue, so it just turns out like that. So we'll discuss RCB, how it went, whether it was typical RCB season, and did the bad habits come back, which I think they did. So we'll go over that in detail. We'll discuss the good points first. I think the big three, they really like showed the class as compared to last season, way better in every sense. Like the runs, the strike rate. I think everything added up this time, right?
Yeah, I loved the way they were so intimidating at the top, right? I think Faf
Mm,
and Kohli were the one of, if not the best, maybe on par with Ruturaj and Conway, right?
mm,
They were
mm.
so intimidating. They were getting runs. They were getting 100-run partnerships. They were getting it within 10, 11 overs. So till the time they were there at the crease, I think the opposition was always under pressure. And then Maxwell was consistent this season, right?
Big
Uh,
thing,
we
yeah.
we were worried that with his leg injury, will he be back to form? Will it be another season where he plays a couple of flashy knocks and then inconsistent again? But no, in the middle order, I think he played some wonderful knocks. The knock against CSK especially comes to mind, where he just pummeled the bowlers into submission, you can say, at the Chinnaswamy. So the top three were excellent, and rightly they were called KGF because they were that good. 700 plus runs for Faf, 600 plus runs for Kohli, and 400 plus runs for Maxwell. So that's 1700 runs right there in the season. Incredible from the top. I mean, those three.
So I have a brilliant question for you to follow up on that. So these were the top three run scorers for RCB. Okay. So who was the fourth highest scorer for RCB in this IPL? Can you guess?
Uh, One between Lomror or Rawat, I think.
No, it was Dinesh Karthik. And that is a shocking statistic because we thought this was his worst season ever. And I
Hmm.
think that shows the problem RCB had because the person who had his worst season was the fourth highest run scorer in this team, which clearly showed the Indian batting after this big three was nothing. And even the foreign batting was nothing. And that's where this team got stuck, which they were doing so well last season, where you had the finishing of Shahbaz and DK helping out a lot of times. And I remember Kohli had an off season, Faf was good, Maxi was also decent, but this time nothing clicked for them up beyond these three. I think one point we should make and give a bit of discount is the injury of Patidar, because he
That was
looked
a
to
big one.
be
That was a big
set
one.
for this season to be that number three and be that bridge between the openers and Maxwell. So the top four would have been very solid. But I think they played a game of revolving chairs with this number three. And that is a very important position. I know when the momentum is there, you send Maxwell in, but you needed a stable person in the top four with Maxwell. They never had that. They tried everybody, I think. Lomrol, Shabazz, Rawat,
Yeah, right.
Prabhu.
Prabhu Desai, yeah.
uh, so it just didn't work out in the end. And in the end, I think Rawat finally figured out that DK ka ho gaya. I mean, ye jane wala hai. I should just play at seven and at least bank the finishing role in this team. Because next season, I have a very strong feeling DK is getting released. So
Yes. Yeah.
Snepnatan, he solidified his position,
Correct.
rather in that sense. So, and we come to the Achilles heel of RCB, which is the bowling. So Siraj, now the way he bowled, the fire with which he bowled, and RCB had one of the best power play economy rates and wicket taking ability against opposition based on Siraj's bowling only, taking a total of 19 wickets, and the economy was very minuscule, 7.5. And I think that was also when he used to get hit in the death, because he's not
Correct.
really a great death bowler, but he was doing a very good job.
Correct. Goldust economy rate, really. Yeah.
And just this factors, the fire factor he had, and just rushing everybody with his pace and bounce and aggression. The problem was there was nobody on the other end. We kept on thinking who's going to give him company, and I think they tried everybody. One again problem is they got top lane, a good bowler, 7 foot I think, and left armor swings, bounce, got injured in the first match, like
Right.
diving something. I mean, why would you do that? But he dove and he was like gone for the season. So no bowler came after that, is what I remember.
Willie came in,
Anybody?
but again,
Uh,
Willie bowled well in a couple of games. I remember with the new ball, he got the ball to move around, nipped a couple of wickets. But again, he had an injury problem too, right? And I remember last season also he had injury issues. So clearly he needs to work on his fitness. And then Hazelwood, right? For the remainder of the season, he was not there. Only he played what? Hardly 3 4
three,
matches, right?
three, four
Yeah.
matches.
So that was a big one. The foreign bowler was a big problem, right? And the Indian bowling also didn't help, right? Vaishak we thought had potential. His first match he was impressive,
It's
but
good.
then later matches an economy rate of 10.5, if I'm not wrong. So he got it. Harshal Patel was a disappointment. Even though he got the second most wickets, I think his economy was upwards of 9.5,
Nine and a
and he
half.
just didn't have the impact which he had a couple of years back, right?
Hmm.
I think he's
Your
getting very
favorite,
predictable with
your
his
favorite Akash
off
Deep, you
cutters.
forgot actually. I was going to mention.
Akashdeep, I really don't know. I hope he's the first name on the release list. I really hope he is the first name on the release list. And
They should
then,
make
yeah,
Akash Deep and Deshpande as like two opening bowlers, and that'll be so
i-
much fun to watch. It'll be like
if
Vinay Kumar and
Dhoni
Binda again.
can improve Akashdeep, then that is another level of challenge altogether. So yeah, another point I was making was even Hasaranga had an off season, right? Last
That's a
year
big one.
he was the second highest wicket taker in the tournament after Chehel. So this time even he flopped. So last time all the stars of last time, right? Whether it be Karthik, Hasaranga, Hazelwood, Patid are obviously not there because of injury,
Right at the
but
end.
the non-existent contributions of these three, plus the absence of Patidar, was a big jolt, I feel. And even though KGF and Siraj played out of their skin, they just
Skins.
couldn't make up for the deficiencies in the squad.
And they finished at number six in the table, which is not
Right.
being really fair to them, because last game of the season, if they had won, they would have qualified. So it really boiled down to the last game. Unfortunately, it was against Gujarat Titans. So you are playing the best team in the tournament, to
Right.
say. So it was always going to be a tough task. And I think Gill showed up that day. Oh, that is the day, yeah, the centuries happened, right? Kohli, the
Yeah.
king came, and then the prince came after that. So
Right.
you couldn't have beat that innings. So I think two games which really cost RCB this tournament was that LSG one, which was that the one where everything happened, or was the second one? Second one was where it happened when RCB won and the
Right.
Kohli Gambhir spat happened. But the origins of it, which were in Chinnaswamy, where LSG were down and out, and they should RCB should have won easily, and then Stoinis and Pooran did what they do against RCB, death bowling and middle overs bowling, and they clobbered them all over. But still, RCB should have won, because last ball I remember they needed one run, and
Yeah,
our
and they got
keeper.
Badoni also. You remember Badoni tried that, lap over fine leg, and his bat went and hit the wicket, right?
Hit the stumps. Ha ha ha. That's
Yeah, so
correct,
so
correct.
that match was, I think they should have won, and then there was that controversy where Harshad missed the mankading, right? So Harshal missed the mankading, and then Avesh got that bye. But that match was in the bag because RCB had dismissed four batsmen, and then I remember LSG needed 130 runs of 12 overs with six wickets in hand. They shouldn't have won, and the match against CSK, right, where
Yes.
72 runs were required. Maxwell and Faf settled in the crease, clobbering the bowlers, 8 wickets in hand. Any top side shouldn't lose from there. I know Dhoni's acumen was there. CSK is a good bowling attack. Patirana decided to, launch
Show up.
himself
Huh?
that day.
Mm,
But
mm, mm.
those were two matches. RCB should have finished with 18, ideally. Ideally.
And then they did one of the RCB things I remember was when an injury happened, they called back Kedar Jadhav. Now, this guy apparently uh, had a decent record in the Ranji this season, but getting somebody out from cold storage at, I think he's 38 or something, more like
Right.
CSK level age, right? So they brought him out from somewhere. They played him for only one or two games, I think. One as an
Two
impact
games.
substitute,
Two games,
and then
yeah.
they forgot about him, and I did not understand that at all. I mean, if you got specially somebody to, because you, at least I will give them credit, they identified where the problem was lying. That okay, that lower middle order is not working. Karthik, Shabazz, Lomro, nothing is working. You get an experienced head to at least rotate the strike and get some stability.
Hmm.
So, and okay, auctions are done. You don't have anybody available. Fine, you get somebody who has some experience in the bag, but then you don't play him. Is where I get a bit irritated that you identify the problem, you got a solution which is okay considering where the situation in the
But you
tournament.
then don't back the solution, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then
The
go
the
back to
only
your.
thing I can think of is maybe, but then maybe he was not fit, right? Maybe he
Of
played
course.
one game, then they realized his fitness is not up to the mark. Then they, tried bringing him as an impact sub. But
Mhm.
then ideally, when they decided to bring him on board, they should have done some fitness checks then itself, right? Once
हाँ,
you
और
got him, it
घर से
means
थोड़ी
that
ना.
you did all these. No, when a company hires an employee, you do background checks, right? It's
हाँ
not that
हाँ,
you just lift someone and bring them inside, right?
कॉल थोड़ी करा
So,
होगा ज्यादा
yeah,
टीवी पे देख रहे हैं सर आप
yeah.
खेलोगे मान ले लाइक हाँ सर आते हैं मैं आरसीबी है आ जाऊंगा सर लाइक
Let
आई
me
होप
just
ऐसा
put
नहीं
on.
होगा.
Anyway, he had played for RCB before, so just
ओल्ड जर्सी.
put that jersey and come back again. Doesn't work, right? Once you come back in, then you need to play him, and I don't know, really bewildering, I think.
So I have a very interesting question for you. So RCB had a great batting order. Okay, so they
Hmm.
batted till nine on paper. So Hasaranga was apparently, as per all these Mike Hessen videos which come out on YouTube since last year, Hasaranga was supposed to be that link between the batting and the bowling at number seven, finisher, all rounder,
Hmm.
batter, and that's why they paid 11 crores. That all
Hmm.
he created a very fancy video, and then he didn't bat Hasaranga in the last season. Hasaranga was batting at nine as a proper bowler. Now this season. So they had Hasaranga, they had Harshal, they got Parnell who can bat. So they were batting till nine, and you start from one obviously. So you
Hmm.
have nine batters. You have an impact substitute also if you want to use. You could have potentially have 10 batters. After that, DK is the fourth highest batter. So what do you think? How do you assess this batting lineup?
Please don't get me started on this topic because I don't know what happens with RCB. On paper, they have everyone who can bat till 9, 10, but on the ground, what happens, I don't understand. Right? Harshal gets promoted to 5, gets out
Oh
for
no,
ducks.
no.
Hasaranga never gets a bat. I don't know. They tell that he's a dangerous all rounder, and I've seen him play for Sri Lanka. I don't know why he always gets his feet stuck when he bats for RCB. So Harshal can bat on paper, doesn't bat. Hasaranga doesn't bat. Parnell doesn't bat. Shahbaz, I don't know what happened with him this season. He couldn't hold a bat properly. DK anyway was looking so tentative every time he
It's
came.
fourth highest
There are
scorer,
so
please.
many other teams which don't look strong with batting on paper and still they deliver some performances. This team on paper has everything, but when they come to the ground, I don't know what happens. Once the top three get out, it's like, भाई अब नहीं होगा हमसे.
No,
What is that mentality? I don't understand.
they need that mental conditioning coach. I think what we were discussing, right? Get that coach to fix the psyches here because they just, it's like पहले का जमाना, right? ABD, ABD, Gale and Kohli. Whenever they used to get out, match was over. I was following RCB back then. I remember the feeling. भाई अब कुछ नहीं होगा. And it still hasn't changed. It's funny after so many years, Kohli is still there, but you get two new people who are ironically foreigners again. And again, you're back to the same problem. कि तीन ही बैट्समैन खेलेंगे. बॉलर भी हमारे पिटते रहेंगे. बस एक अच्छा बॉलर है. I don't know उस टाइम पे who was the like a very good bowler. I don't know like Stark.
Stain was good, right? Yeah.
Indian. I cannot remember an
In
Indian.
Indian,
Can
yeah,
you remember?
Indian nobody was as good.
Uh,
Zahir Khan maybe for 1 or 2 seasons. Yeah,
that initial part.
yeah.
So it just went around, I think, the full circle, whatever Mike Hessen tried to do. And to his credit, he made this team consistent. I think RCB was kind of like a, people might get offended, like a Punjab at that time. But when
All
Hessen
or
came,
nothing team, right?
exactly,
Yeah.
he got them into order, and they made it to three consecutive playoffs. And this season also, one match only they were away. So clearly, some culture is being built, something is being done, and it is good sign. But they really shot themselves in the foot this season with
I
not able to
feel
make
I
changes.
feel they overestimate their scouting talent. I'll be a bit critical there because
They
every
don't
time they
have.
bring in some youngsters, they say a lot of potential in Rawat. I mean, Rawat
You
did show some glimpses, but Prabhu
uh,
Desai, Lomror was a big disappointment for me. I think. I mean, so much billing, nothing
I-
happened there, and then if you saw their pre-auction videos, they were banking big on Avinash Sharma,
yeah, I
supposedly
was going to say
150-kilometer bowler. Where was he?
exactly. I was going to say,
At
I
least you should have given him one game. No, Himanshu just got a game in the last one, right,
the
against
leg spinner.
Delhi.
And he was
Yeah,
decent. He could spin the
yeah,
ball a mile. So
yeah.
yeah,
Then
there
I've
was
heard good
something.
things about Sonu Yadav. He wasn't played. So I mean, the scouting. I mean, I think at least for RCB, it's definitely not as good as MI, but they've not been able to churn out anything on the scouting bit also.
Possible next steps. Who do you think should be released?
So I have a radical suggestion,
Don't
which
say Kohli.
no. Okay, I think RCB. I don't think they'll do it because this requires a certain level of guts. Drop one between Harshal and Hasranga because Hasranga was 10.75 crores, Harshal was
Mm,
10.5 crores. That's 21.25 crores, right? Drop
mm,
one of them, and I'll suggest a radical move, and I'll tell you why.
mm.
Go talk to Mitchell Stark.
Oh
And I'll
my
tell
God.
you because next year there is no ODI World Cup, there is no Ashes. So two big tournaments are out of the way. The only tournament there is the T20 World Cup in West Indies, right? And that's also
Mm.
not in the starting part of the year. It's in the latter half of the year. So speak to Stark, tell him that there are not many commitments internationally for Australia. After 1 year, anyway, it's the mega reset again. So
Mm.
forget that mega reset. But can for 1 year, can you come and join us, right? Even if you go through the auction, we will bid for you. We will save money for you. We will go for you. Because you saw how potent Stark was with the new ball in the
That one
Australian cricket.
season.
He was getting Surya Kumar Yadav out for drop, right, with the
Goodness.
in swinging ball. So he looked very potent. Just go and speak to him. I know this is not going to happen, but an out of the
Mm.
box thought. Go speak to him. Even if he goes in the auction, save money for him. Go get him because you need an overseas pacer who can, partner with Siraj and get the opposition early.
Yeah, it just sounds like, a breakup happened between a boyfriend and girlfriend, and then he doesn't want to be back with the boyfriend, but then he's like, "Nahin, let's give it one more shot." And I think this is what you're suggesting. So chances are less because I think one thing I respect about Stark is he prioritizes Australia over anything. So he's very
Mhm.
clear. I want my rest. I want to be fit for Ashes, fit for my international commitments. So money is not an object for him. It's just like he doesn't care about money because
Mhm.
if he comes in an auction, he is going for 12, 13 crores minimum with the talent
Right.
he has. So
He
I
will.
would
He will. Yeah.
love to see if RCB can manage that. But there are going to be suitors, and remember, Punjab will be there. Just saying, because Sam Curran will command the auction. So Punjab has 20 crores, so that should be another player Punjab might ruin. So
Or they
good
should try
idea.
to bring him as an injury replacement somehow. Like let's say again
Ah,
and
Vijay
RCB
Shankar.
has a history of overseas pacers breaking down. So then
uh
bring him as a replacement. That is
break
another.
somebody down in the middle of the season with a die or something, and then you say, "Acha, ye replacement." That's actually a very good idea. I mean, not cool, not fair, but I think, yeah, considering so many injuries happen, it's very likely. So, okay, I think that's pretty good on the RCB front. Let's see what they do. Next one is then my team, Mumbai Indians, who, as usual, had a slow start, which is unexpected behavior from them. But then you knew that things will pick up because there's a reason why I really backed this side is because of the talent, because of Surya. I'll be honest, because the planet that this guy was batting on was another level. But thanks to this whole that Stark that you mentioned, right, those
Mm.
three golden ducks, he seemed a bit tentative when it started. Then he got into his zone, and then he ended up with 605 runs with at a strike rate of around 180 and 90. So that was sky level again. Ishan
Right.
Kishan had a middling season. 450 runs is, I think, a decent return for a keeper opener at a good strike rate. Green was the find for me, wherein they found a proper batsman at three. I felt bad that Devol Brevis got a bit sidelined because he also has that potential. But Green provided that assurance at three, and then they screwed that up also by trying to play him in the lower order like a hitter
Mm.
with Tim David. But he's not a hitter; he's a proper batter
Correct.
who needs that time and everything. I was very impressed with Tilak Verma,
Hmm.
a find from last season, who unfortunately got injured, but still he landed with around 350 runs in 11 matches. So, and the innings he played against Shami, against GT in that eliminator, tonking Shami for 24 runs, that's very difficult. It's a Indian, bona fide Indian fast bowler, and you have just took him apart very easily. So, one to look out for, really big things for him, I believe. Uh, an India call up, I think, beckons him after the
Hmm.
World Cup. Definitely one of the people you should look at because the gears this guy has, that is also something impressive. It's not a one-dimensional player. He can
Correct.
consolidate and he can fly off the
And
net
all
also.
around the wicket shots. That also play against pacers and spinners both. So no
Yeah,
apparent weakness
no
at least.
weakness.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, Rohit Sharma, I think we'll discuss in the end because it's a big topic I have ready for this podcast because I had some analysis done for this
So
one.
you've got all your
Uh,
ammunition ready.
I had to because I kept thinking. I'll come to that
Yeah, we'll
after
come to
5 minutes.
that. Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
long thing, right? I
Yeah.
think, but one of the impressive people, Nihal Vadera. Did you like the look of him? Another unknown
I
person who comes
I
bottom.
liked him, and in fact, I watched his innings live at the Chinnaswamy, right, in the
Oh
first match.
yeah.
So he impressed me, and I think with the both of them, right, the both are youngsters, but they have very good temperament, right. Even in that first match, Mi, if you remember, lost wickets early, but both of them came. Tilak and Nehal Vadera came and solidified the partnership. Even in the league matches during the course of the tournament, there were many crunch situations, and both played really well, right. And initially Tilak got all the accolades, but I think Nehal Vadera also grew in stature during the season. So those two are big finds, and
Good
it's
points.
amazing how every season Mumbai gets a
Everyone.
good Indian batsman. Right, it's amazing the consistency they have in getting a youngster who goes on and gets a great season.
They actually have the most solid Indian batting core if you think about it, like by
Hmm.
miles, and that is why I was backing them because IPL is all about having the Indian batting core
Correct.
and having a bit because normally people do front load with two foreign bowlers because bowling is a bit of a weaker skill in India in general. Very
Hmm.
few good bowlers, but a lot of batters. So GT has the same model. Even MI had that model with two pace bowlers, foreign bowlers, and all the batters mixed up. In the bowling, they that was the weakest suit, and they
Hmm.
really struggled with it until Madhwal came into picture. Chawla, I think we need to mention how he landed up with 22 wickets. Somebody who did not play last season, unsold, bought at a base price, I think 50 lakhs. The brilliant comeback, and I think he will get one more season in. Madhwal was for me the impressive one.
Hmm.
Another find, another bowler you just got out, and he's like 29, 30. He's not like a youngster. He's apparently an engineer who was doing a job. Then he started playing tape ball, and
Hmm.
then just came into IPL by accident, like Venki
What's it
Iyer.
with engineers? Yeah, Venkia Iyer, even Varun Chakravarti, I think,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that guy. But this
So,
guy looks fitter than all two of them
yeah,
somehow.
yeah,
He looks the deal with his action, very Stain-like.
correct.
Stain, Hassan Ali, there's a weird hybrid there also. But 14 wickets in 8 matches. He came in the second half. I think that we can see in the last 8 matches when he
Mm,
came and Mumbai's performance. That's
mm.
the last push Mumbai does to the playoffs. I think he
He
took
was
them.
instrumental in Mumbai going through, I think, because till then their bowling was looking quite ineffective, but I think he added that spark in the bowling.
And then they just played around. And then they set up a template wherein we'll chase everything down because the batting was such. And I think eight. I mean that this number might be till the eliminator, but there were 8 200 plus chases in the this IPL, and out of which four were made by Mumbai. So
Yeah.
that just
Right,
speaks that this batting lineup is what carried them through, and bowling was just supporting them out.
correct.
So coming to next season, potential next steps. I mean, I'll tell you another fun stat about Chris Jordan. These are things
Hmm.
I keep finding, because again, people I doubt, right? How bad can they be? So out of the 15 bowlers that MI had in this 15 was anybody bowled an over. Like even Tristan Stubbs has bowled an over apparently. Okay, so
Correct.
out of 15 people on that lineup, Chris Jordan is the number 13 with an economy of 10.7. He's taken 3 wickets in 6 matches versus Riley Meredith, who took 7 wickets in 4 or 5. So I really don't know why Mumbai went for this guy. Again, we've discussed this. A like for like replacement for
Reputation. Hmm.
what reputation, man? That
He
that's
has this reputation, no, that he's a death bowling expert.
he's the death of a team. He like he brings death to the team. He's not a death bowler. And my God, I still this reputation. I think in England in England I'll give him he's better. I think that is one thing which really helps him out, because England as a setup, they build teams in such a way that this guy has a role. He goes there. But as an international in IPL, you're supposed to be the main guy, right? Not be this fourth or fifth level bowler. So my God, this guy definitely. I hope he's released and thrown out of the IPL. And nobody buys him, or
Correct.
CSK buys him, and then I would like to see Dhoni do one more miracle. I mean, not win
Correct.
the IPL, but make Jordan the purple cap holder, and then that's like okay, you have one more accolade after Deshpande.
Let me
I
ask you a controversial question.
mm,
Would you drop Jofra Archer? I know
mm,
big impact player, but
yeah,
one season not there at all. This season
yeah.
he
This
came back again, played a couple of matches and went back. Is it worth investing another year in him?
so the dream that the Ambanis had was to see Jofra and Bumrah bowling together. So one season Bumrah bowled and one season Jofra bowled for half the season. So that dream is still yet to be accomplished. The dream is to be achieved in 2024. I think they need to take a call in December when the auctions happen. See if Jofra is fit, if he's bowled somewhere or the other. If he's bowling and he's still looking good, then definitely keep him, because you've wasted 2 years to wait for this marriage in heaven. Let's give it one more shot, because think about it now with Bumrah again, an injury concern. Don't know if he's coming back as strong as before. But Bumrah, Archer, and Madwal, we
Hmm.
actually have three very good bowlers who are tremendous with the new ball and the death bowling.
True.
So that would really be a dream combination if they manage to get them on the park. So in December, take that call. Otherwise, your purse is also getting hit with 8 crores. So I think take that call, not be emotional about it. That okay, I have to see them bowl together for some reason, because I think Malinga and Bumrah did that for a brief period, and they are like, okay, we want to see that again, that magic. So just see if he's bowling well, and I think the World Cup is going to be a very big indicator. If he
Hmm.
survives a 50 over World Cup, which I don't think personally he will, like playing all the matches, then definitely give one more shot to it. Otherwise, you have the mega auction, because yeah, I will go with the other thing, the elephant in the room, which again, no joke on the fitness part of it, but Rohit Sharma. So I keep on, we talk about Rohit Sharma, and I keep on making this joke, 5-6 match में एक innings he plays, and then he settles, मतलब he chills, कि ठीक है वो हो गया मेरा tournament का. But this trend I have been noticing for a lot of years. So I thought I'll do some digging up. We analyze, right, and we do we normally go with our feelings and what numbers we remember. I genuinely went into digging mode to find out इसने करा क्या है पिछले कुछ season से. So just for your information, like 2016 is the last season where Rohit Sharma had a good season as an Indian batter. 490 runs at 45 ka average. Good
Hmm.
strike rate of around 140. Good Indian opener, decent. Again, compared this to Gale or Kohli in the peak seasons, it's nothing, but okay. It's a good season.
Yeah,
Now comes
acceptable.
the
Yeah.
fun part. 2017 to 2023, highest average that Sharma has. I have made notes. I have to refer to them because there are two. These are staggering numbers which even blew my mind. Highest average was around 29 in one of the seasons, and lowest was 19. Last two seasons, this season was 20, and last season was 19. And now comes the clincher for me, where kept talking. Right, he performs once in 5 matches,
Hmm.
6 matches. In 7 seasons from 2017 to 2023, Rohit Sharma has hit 13 50s. That
Oh
is
my
not
God.
averaging even 250s in one season. And we, in comparison, because we have his peer, whom everybody criticizes that this guy's lost form, he's not good enough anymore, whether he should play
Hmm.
T20 cricket. I'm talking about Virat Kohli, by the way, just to be clear, unless people think I'm talking about some other random cricketer. Virat Kohli from 2017 to 2023 has had 24 50s and
Hmm.
300s. So
Hmm.
that is nearly double. Plus, you
Right.
have centuries also. So, for
Correct.
all the criticism that we made of Kohli that he is not suitable for T20, he slows the tempo. I think the only thing Sharma ji does is he doesn't slow the tempo because he doesn't stay only. He goes after two, three
Right.
overs. So, no tempo issues only. He doesn't stop the game. If that is good performance that ठीक है team को रोक नहीं रहा है, everybody else is getting a chance to play fast, then ठीक है, then he's doing a good job. But I think that call is so important, and again we both know the answer. He's not getting dropped. He's not
He'll play
going
the
to the off
next. Yeah, he'll play the next.
as usual. What only I can suggest is this myth that was built around Rohit Sharma in terms of this captain cool, awesome captain was because of that MI team, which was next. It was a next generation team. It was like a superstar Galactico team, which GT is trying to become in time.
Hmm.
So it is. You can see now this cool Rohit Sharma is shouting, holding his face, and just expressing so much dissatisfaction. Key moments of the game, losing his shit over and over again. He's not that captain we thought he was. And Indian also, Indian colors also, you will see the same. I think they need to take a call on that. Probably give Surya the responsibility.
Hmm.
But
That's a
again,
good one.
Surya.
Yeah.
But Surya, the issue is, does it? I hope it doesn't curtail his game. I think that's one of the issues with captains, right? Then they start becoming like, "Yeah, Rahul ki nahi, ab to main tick ke pura I'll anchor it out." Surya can't do that, and then he might be termed irresponsible. So now think about it: who can be the next captain if not Surya? And I again go for Indian captains. I'm not
Hmm.
thinking foreigners here. Can you think of anybody? Uh, I
Bumrah if
can't.
he's fit whole season.
अरे नहीं तो वो होगा नहीं ना
If he's fit whole season.
ना ना वो आएगा ही नहीं बेचारा वो 14 तो he shouldn't play only I think with his condition he should actually be rested बीच बीच में something with Mark Wood के साथ जो England do
Hmm.
that is I think a model they need to think about Bumrah going forward otherwise we'll lose a very great bowler so
Hmm.
Kishan I guess too soon right very young
I somehow can't visualize him as a
same
captain, so I don't know.
so
But I
then
think
nothing
they'll give him
think
one.
about
I think both of us know he'll play and he'll be captain also
it.
next year. Because even
Mm,
this time, it's not like they finished in the lower half, right? They did qualify, for the qualifier two.
mm,
So I think he'll play and he'll continue to be captain. And knowing the emotional connect Mumbai owners have
mm.
with him, I really don't see, any changes happening there.
Mm. I would just suggest to take the captaincy, at least let him be a batsman, let him work on his fitness. He really needs a break. I'm scared
Hmm.
about the 50 over World Cup for this very reason. I don't, because he batted in one of the matches till I think 9 or 10 overs and he huffed and puffed and then he
Hmm.
started slogging
Correct.
like a slogger, right? And didn't look so good. So God knows how it works till the World Cup, but he has to. And then take a break like Kohli. Again, we keep saying that he needs a break so that he gets a
Correct.
bit fit because the talent is unquestionable. It's just that it's too long now. It's 6 seasons. It's not a joke. Like
Hmm.
1 or 2 seasons happens, right? 6 seasons, 1350s is not something any player would have survived in this IPL format. Indian opener.
Definitely. Definitely
That's
not.
like
Yeah.
incredible, right? So yeah, for me, the next season changes unfortunately won't happen. We discussed those. So yeah, Jofra will remain.
Yeah,
Rohit
Jordan
will
will
remain.
go for sure. Yeah.
Jordan will go. And I don't see any changes. I just think they need to get those players back. Bumrah and Rohit ka form.
Correct.
Uh,
Berendorf will stay. He's done
he's
decently.
done decently.
Yeah.
Third as wicket taker. Anything
Yeah.
else you can think of? And MI can do.
Maybe another good Indian spinner. Maybe I
Hmm.
know Ritik
Chawla,
Shokin, Chavla, and Karthike have
Karthik.
done well, but I don't know. Maybe a good Indian spinner might help.
Knowing the scouting network, they can find any mystery spinner. I'm sure there
Preferably
are a
a
lot of.
mystery spinner, right? Somehow
Everybody has
Mumbai
that.
mystery spin has not
Don't.
gone well
They had Rahul
in. Yeah.
Chahar. Who was the last Mitty spinner? I don't remember. I remember Rahul Chahar did a decent job when he was that fourth bowler in that big
Correct.
three.
Correct.
Malinga, Bumrah, and Johnson, I think, or
Hmm.
some other pacer. They keep changing that pacer, right? The
Correct.
third pacer.
Correct.
So, they don't have like
Hmm.
GT is too many. I think they need to let go, but they won't. I mean, again, mega auction का ही wait करना पड़ेगा. तब they will
Correct.
have to let go of Noor obviously. Rashid को कौन छोड़ेगा? So then maybe they get it. So they have to find another some talent, which if any team can do is Mumbai. So
Yeah.
that's a good point. I think Indian batting is stocked up. I think everything is ideal for this team,
Just one
and
or two tinkerings here and there, I think.
people playing to their potential, like
Yeah. Ha.
Bumrah coming back for starters, and Rohit playing to some part of his potential. Even see 490 runs at 45 would have been like way above what is expected, but he needs to reach there with some
Correct.
consistency. So yeah, I also think we can't do much in this. They're pretty settled. They have a
Hmm.
very good owner also, right? So that helps. so, so I am kind of confident next season might be the time. So let's see.
Yeah, now how when was their last title? 20. I'm
याद भी
just
नहीं यार,
trying to recollect.
2019
So
2018.
it's been some time since they won it.
हो गया.
Yeah.
अब
So
तो it happens every 5 years. Uh,
yeah.
क्या है possible.
It's like a leap year. Once in every 4 years, Feb has 29 days and Mumbai needs to have one title.
Let's see. So yeah, I think that we did a long video for two teams as expected. So good we didn't cover any other side. I think
Yeah.
we can wrap this up. Otherwise, we can do
Yeah.
another half an hour. If people want it, we'll do another rant. Because it's too much information
Yeah.
we have for these two teams.
Yeah, maybe if somebody drops in the comment section that they want another half an hour, we'll love to do a 1 hour video on both
On
teams.
this for sure. So that's it from my side. You
Yeah.
have anything else, Sujay? Or we go to
No,
the
no. I
next?
think we are good. I think we have, done a lot of exhaustive talking on both teams. And again, because these teams have a lot of following, right? RCB is one of the most followed teams on social media, and even MI have built such a strong legacy. I think so. It was justified that we took extra time to speak about them. So, folks, please do watch this video and let us know your thoughts. Please do like, watch, comment, subscribe, and do let us know your thoughts. Please drop in your comments any points that we missed. Please let us know. And in our next video, we'll be previewing few more teams left. And hope you're liking this review series because we are enjoying it. Covering these teams. So till our next video, take care and bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.